Please continue. You are giving some
Yes.
talk. I'm happy
So-
to join.
This picture, the tree, which you can see behind Shamohini Didi, is called the Hare Krishna tree. There's the plaque there that says Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj sat under this tree. And so this party traveled there and had Harinam there, and you can see Brajamohini. I cannot recall the name of the lady next to her. And then Divya Shakti Didi and a lady in Salt Lake City, a very young girl. At that time, I think she was only about 18 or 19 years old, and I believe her name is
Vinodini.
Vinodini?
Yeah,
Oh,
Vinodini is next to her. The blonde girl is Lilavati. No,
Lilavati. And then Vinodini, Sudarshan's eldest child, and then Shama Mohini, who's taller than almost everybody except her mother, and then Rai Kishori, and then Navsundari, Sundar Prabhu, and then Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu. And then giving their blessings from above, you can see, need no introduction.
beautiful.
So for my face to show, I'm covering up these beautiful young devotees. I hope they don't mind.
Beautiful.
Hare Krishna. Mattal Harijana Kirtan Narange Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bange. And that diorama on the front of the Nat Mandir in Navadip, Gurudev said that actually Guru Maharaj indicated to have the diorama of Srila Saraswati Thakur's associates, his preachers, that this would be the preachers in Kirtan together. But Gurudev said that cannot do them justice, cannot feel that can do them justice in making them murti. So he put the devotees like this, but in remembrance, of course, of Guru Maharaj's wish. And Gurudev said this to him. He said, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if?" And then he had that view. And Gurudev only later he made just that part, the part where the devotees are chanting. And then I think you know the story. Then he looked above the wall, and then he said, "Oh, it looks empty. Why is it empty? Something should be there." And then step by step he made it. And then he looked at the shloka and said, "Oh my goodness." I mean, he didn't say, "Oh my goodness." He probably said, "Hare Baba," but I don't think he even said Hare Baba. But he was stunned. Literally, I mean, I'm standing there with Gurudev and he's stunned, really looking at it. Oh, and this shloka, it has manifested like this. This is one proof that the slokas, they are living that from that, grown up from that is that diorama. Many wonderful things in the Leela of Srila Gurudev. Many wonderful things in the Leela of Srila Guru Maharaj. Many wonderful things in the Leela of Srila Prabhupada. And this tree, the devotees, and the Sankirtan, Rai Kishori is holding the Mridanga too. Yeah. See, very fitting. Very fitting. Wonderful picture. All right. Yes.
Could you tell who Srila Guru Maharaj was indicating? Which of his predecessors?
I can't say what I don't know.
Okay.
But the preaching section, of which we know several names, but I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know. Hare Krishna. So let us see you all. Now I'm seeing our devotional collage. Let us see all of you devotees, including from India, Radha Sundari and Amiya Sindhu, and very close to India, Paramananda Prabhu, extension of India actually. You can drive around the corner. Look, Radha Sundari, Hare Krishna, Dandavat, still with the fan on. Most of us are with definitely the fans off. Why? Well, most of us are okay in the northern hemisphere, but I heard there's a southern hemisphere too, and places closer to the equator. But I'm sure Udaran Prabhu is in a chilly place. This Madhusudan is in a chilly place. Nirupam is in a chilly place. Praneshwari, somewhere warm. Jayadev and Chintamani, somewhere warm. Ish. Nights can be cold, probably where they are. Oh, look. Behind, I'm sorry to distract, but there, Amiya Sindhu Prabhu. Oh, he's in Jodhpur, I heard. You're still in Jodhpur?
Dandots, Marge, Dandots. I just arrived like 30 minutes ago.
To
this
where?
Is our ashram in Jaipur. This is our ashram, remember?
I do. Look at that. Very happy memories. And kirtan on the roof, kirtan in this central place, kirtan in that long building beside. And a good example of dormitories, by the way, in there.
Today fully booked. They couldn't give me a bed.
Really? So where are you? Sleeping on the roof?
I'm just, something. They said maybe something will be vacant, so they'll give me. But it's kind of like my home, so they happy to. Not, I cannot say they're happy to see me, but they have nothing to do about it. So.
All right. It's okay. Amazing, very good, very happily. Let us first give obeisances to each other because we are.
Sorry. That's not smart.
No, Prabhu, not sorry. We're very happy. And indeed, to 111, who didn't I mention? Seva Rupa Prabhu, Rupa Nuga Prabhu, and of course, Kumkum Devi Dasi, who from the beginning we've been hearing from just very happily just now. So to all of us coming together here, Vancha kalpa trubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvaje Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vas Adi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So dear devotees, happy to be with you all. The world goes on and we're still in our bodies on this earth. We are in our mud bodies, our bodies made of mud, but sculptured by nature into the form of a human body. Another body is made by mud, sculptured by nature into the form of a dog. Another, more obviously, made from mud is the cabbage and the tree and everything else. But it only takes one step more of thinking to think, yes, that cabbage has come from the mud, that potatoes come from the mud. And by taking that, this body has come from the mud. So our muddy body, we are here in the world still with our muddy bodies. In our muddy bodies is ourselves, the conscious living person. Consciousness may not be clear, and we know it's not clear. That is why we're in the process of cleaning the heart. And as it becomes more and more clear, then we will see really that, okay, so I am the living person in the body, and I'm not at home. I'm in this dead matter, this muddy world. But we need to come to the joyful world, the world of Krishna. And all this, even that it's a world of Krishna, all this we know by the grace of Guru, by the grace of Shastra, and by the grace of the original distribution of grace, especially at the moment, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'd like to just read a little bit, and forgive me if because I don't remember exactly what we read each time, but I may have read an excerpt from here previously, but this little section, oh, I think I accidentally just closed the window. Oh, no, here we are. Hare Krishna. Yes, so excuse me. Because I was reading before we came online, and then where I wanted to start, of course, I've gone far beyond, because I kept on reading, and then I realized, oh, it's time to click the connect button. All right. So let me read a section, and this may well be in more than one place in the books, but this is in the Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion. So I'm reading, it's a short section. It's Guru Maharaj's words. We are here to hear Guru Maharaj, Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. We're here to hear Srila Bhakti, Siddhanta, Saraswati Thakur, by the way, of whom we got much inspiration in our discussion and reading yesterday, and from whom Srila Bhakti, Siddhanta, Saraswati Thakur has given some very condensed and beautiful inspiration expressions for us. And of course, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. So this is the purpose for us being here, to point these things out. And here in the theme of back to basics, really, this is what our life is about. So with this little introduction, then now please listen, because this is Guru Maharaj giving us some really, in one sense, secret advice, but to the devotees, this is very much not secret. Guru Maharaj is showing, here is our very essence. So I'll be quiet and Guru Maharaj will begin. So Srila Guru Maharaj talking, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. He's saying, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned, the method by which the people will worship him is also given. Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumedashaha. Here, Yagya means, or Yagyai is got here, means sacrifice, dedication, which is Sankirtan Praya or Sankirtan Pradhana, which means predominated by Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. And this is performed by those endowed with sufficient piety. So in this age of iron, Kirtan has its own special privilege granted by the Supreme Lord. Mahaprabhu's speciality is preaching, Kirtan. He inaugurated and conducted Hare Kirtan. So Kirtan has been accepted by our Guru Maharaj, by Srila Jiva Goswami, and by others. To write about the Lord is also within the jurisdiction of Kirtan. To preach is assertion that is, to take the message to others. So also to be engaged in answering the questions of the environment automatically demands concentration, which is very rare in this age. When one is doing kirtan, he automatically cannot but give all concentration and attention. He cannot speak independently. Intuitively, he must be all attentive. For this reason, kirtan has been recommended to be the highest form of bhajan, especially in the age of Kali. In bhajanera madhya sheshta nava vidha bhakti, Krishna prema, Krishna dite dhare maha shakti, thara madhye sava shreshta nama sankirtan, niraparadhe nama loile, Paya Prema Dhan, from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And so this translation, quoting this, of all forms of divine service, 9 forms are superior, which with great potency bestow upon the devotees love for Krishna and their personal relationship with him. And of the 9, the best is Nama Sankirtan. By offenselessly taking the holy name, the treasure of love for the Lord is attained. So I'll read it again, actually, because I'll read it again anyhow, kindly excuse. That translation, again. Of all forms of divine service, 9 forms are superior, which with great potency bestow upon the devotees love for Krishna and their personal relationship with him. And of the 9, the best is Nama Sankirtan. By offenselessly taking the holy name, the treasure of love for the Lord is attained. Hare Krishna. And I'm still reading, maybe a little longer than I usually read. I'm not sure, but anyhow, here, Guru Maharaj continuing. Mahaprabhu also accepted 5 principal limbs from the 9 that are mentioned in the Bhagavatam as Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. So now this is what Mahaprabhu is mentioning. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasha, Shri Murtira, Shradhaya Sevana. And that quotation, translation, association with the pure devotee, chanting the holy name, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, residing in Mathura Dham, and faithfully worshipping the deity. So then Guru Maharaj saying, so of these 5, Mahaprabhu has given Nama Sankirtan the highest position. Nama Sankirtan has been considered best of all. It has been delineated by the Acharyas. That was especially given by our Guru Maharaj, and the basis is supported by the Shastra, the scriptures. Hare Krishna. Anyhow, of course, the chapter continues, Guru Maharaj continues, and we are happy to continue. But some things like the reading, we can continue in our own time. But such an emphasis and such a clear presentation of what is our necessity and what's our principal activity in this world. And one thing is that when we do, then we also understand that our attention must come into this land, into this plane, into this area where we're giving concentration to Krishna's glories, to representing properly what's come from before. And all of us can do this. And really, I say that in ISKCON, in less than 2 weeks, I'm sure, it was very short time. Within a few days, we are out on the street with Back to Godhead magazine and having to answer all kinds of questions and things that come from the environment, as Guru Maharaj says here, the questions that come from the environment. Well, the environment can give lots of questions. And then according to what tiny, if what we know now is tiny, but okay, according to the tiniest drop of whatever tiny things we know now, we'd have to answer to the people. And so it's one thing to hear, oh, it's a good idea, one thing to hear the glories of Sankirtan. But if we get the opportunity to be like thrown in the deep end, as they say, and anyway, being thrown in, like one day we have to be thrown into the swimming pool, okay, now you swim. So this is a good, very good fortune for us. So everybody can try to find some opportunity to share the jewels that have been given by Mahaprabhu through the Guru Parampara, through the family, the connection of our family. And this is the kind of the theme, or this is the feeling that I wanted to share in the Back to Basics today, because this is the basis, the summary in one sense. Yes, we can have other summaries too, but this is the summary in one sense of our fortune of devotional life. And these quotations that Guru Maharaj has included there, and Guru Maharaj's very living presentation, not just like reciting a sloka and leaving us, but a very living presentation of these slokas. Then when we hear from Guru Maharaj, I hope everybody is understanding and feeling that inspiration, that fuel in our devotional fire. And this is Mahaprabhu's time, Mahaprabhu's mission, and somehow or another we've been very fortunate to have come in contact with it, with the current, everything. And now's our time to share it. Doesn't mean we have to stand on a big pulpit in the middle of where? Thompson's Park. Actually, not, I mean, that's not implying, Srila Prabhupada did not stand on a pulpit, but I was actually thinking of Hyde Park. In London, there is Hyde Park, and there is a corner, and it's called Speaker's Corner, and people go there. And anybody, used to be, I don't know now, I don't know anything about the world now, but it used to be anybody can go there and bring a box and a big box and stand up on a box and rah, 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 rah. They're given freedom to talk about whatever it is, you know, about persecution of dogs, about whatever it is. And I have been there in the past and heard, I mean, just listen to what people are talking about. And you think some of them are talking complete nonsense, but some of them have got something to say. But anyway, we don't have to get a big box and stand up like this. But with whomever we meet, in another verse, whoever we meet, tell them about Krishna. Life is too short for other things. So that's where I was going to begin today. But we did come to Jaipur, and I'd just like to say that I was very happy to see also what we feel is our home when we go to Jaipur. And Janna Nirvas perhaps is the name of the place. And it is walking distance to the Govindaji temple in the center of the city. The city is built around Govindaji's temple. How wonderful is that? And so coming to Jaipur, then I have to say, we are getting inspiration by hearing from Guru Maharaj. Not just inspiration, sounds like a motivational video. We're getting nourishment, our spiritual food from the scriptures, from the sadhus, and Mathura Vasa, the places, living in the places of the Lord's pastimes. And Govindaji is the Lord, and Govindaji definitely has his pastimes in Jaipur. And when we saw even that little bit of the home where we stay, our home, if you like, then we are also remembering that roof, how many beautiful kirtans and programs, that area that we saw, the open area downstairs, beautiful programs and kirtans. And next to it, when it's raining or whatever it may be, then there's an inside area where they give us to do these programs happily. And so we are reminded of the holy places. Thank you, Amiya Sindhu Prabhu. Oh, now Amiya Sindhu Prabhu is walking downstairs. Hare Krishna. Yes, we know where you are. All right, I've spoken enough. I know I'm always saying I'm speaking too much. But we started off even more thoughtfully with Srila Prabhupada's place, where he alone sat under the tree, chanted Hare Krishna. And Krishna sent the devotees, sent the assistants to help Srila Prabhupada in his preaching, to serve Srila Prabhupada in that Sankirtan movement. Hare Krishna. So, I'm speaking, but Praneshwari is the MC. Okay, she's put up her hand. This is very good. So Praneshwari, she's the MC and she put up her hand at the same time. So it's a sign that we'll pass over to her for some continuation of the morning program.
Maharaj, after the passing of Sureshwari Didi, it was so sweet to know that she was accompanied by all the devotees and that she chose to stay in her bhajan kutir, her room next to the temple room. All the environment was nourishing her. And she was nourishing the devotees as well, because she is a wonderful Vaishnavi. What can we tell? How can we support? How can we hug someone who is getting ready to do that transition if they are far away from us, physically far away? How can we send affection to a Vaishnava that
so just
knows?
Now, So just now we heard from Mahaprabhu through Guru Maharaj's lotus mouth about residing in Mathura as one of those principles of the principal practices of devotion. And I don't have in front of me Srila Prabhupada's book with that verse, but certainly in many places, not just several places, but really in many places, Srila Prabhupada is pointing out that Mathura Vasha, to live in the holy Dham, it is not limited to the physical place, the like place in the material world, but everybody can be living there in the environment of service. And so we need to make our home, but our heart, our environment, Krishna-centered. When it is Krishna-centered, this is the ideal place for us to live always. And when we transferring from this body, then it's a continuation of our life. And we all have a little question mark, oh, what's going to happen just as we leave our body? But we are actually in the hand of our Sri Guru Vaga, who just happened to be. And this is not, like, oh, some idea or invention. It is clearly from Gurudev. We can say from Gurudev that they are the Parshads, the Parshad devotees, the associates of the Lord, have come here to this world to bring the Lord's message, to render service to the Lord, to continue that distribution that he brought. This is Guru Maharaj, Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. They are looking upon every devotee to see, are they coming, are they not coming? And those who've given their lifetime in service, given their heart, chanting japa, made their life oriented around Krishna consciousness, then there is no need to be in any anxiety at all, except to be in separation of the Vaishnavas and Guru. And so may anyone who finds himself in this position, may they consciously, we can say, prepare nicely the rooms where they are. And of course, if possible, to have devotees around who will be happily reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, reading Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, chanting, being there as a devotee friend, if it is possible. But we know over the years, I mean, unfortunately, we know over the years many devotees, and over the days, weeks, months, I mean, really, there's a flow of devotees arriving in the world and devotees leaving from this the mundane world, and many different circumstances, and sometimes unexpected and fast circumstances, and sometimes with much preparation, much time to prepare. But as Shukadev Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit, oh, you have 7 days. This is well long enough. And that's from, basically not knowing about the goal of life to achieving the goal of life. So it is a matter, very much a matter of our trying to make our heart into what we hear Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted. Not only a temple in every town or on every corner, but no, that's not my aim, my goal. My goal is to make every heart into a fit temple, a temple of the Lord. And we are in the hands, we are connected to Guru. This is initiation. This is the commitment of our link from disciple to Guru and Guru to disciple. They will look after us. And we know of relatives of devotees who've had like a very wonderful experience before leaving their bodies, with indications and everything. So what to speak of the devotees themselves? And remember, the relatives, they're giving up their sons and daughters. They're giving up, in essence, I mean, the sons and daughters, they're giving them up. They're putting them on the second layer, at least on the second layer. They're putting Krishna on the first layer. Many sacrifices the family makes. Many sacrifices the wife makes for a husband, the husband makes for a wife. And the husband may not be a devotee, the wife is a devotee, the other way around. But the relatives, we have very sweet, clear, not stories, but facts, of relatives of devotees, leaving their body, about to leave their body, and being very much surprised, and assuring their sons and daughters, husbands and wives like this, don't worry about me, I'm in good hands. So what to speak of the devotees themselves? So we are not to fear. And what does Mahaprabhu say? That chanting the holy name of the Lord, one of the very first effects is it removes the fear of birth and death. Mostly, that is the fear in this world of all the creatures, this, that, and the other. But not for the devotee. And it's easy to say theoretically. And when we're in such a position, actually, we can think that, like everything, now's the time for everything to come together. And okay, I really know that I need to take shelter, and it's that which is going to get us through, and not that, yes, I'm going to be focused and I'm going to be strong. And I. This is the time to when we have to say, I am surrendered soul. Where is my next savior? That you know, but I'm coming. I'm praying to be coming with you to hold on to the lotus feet of Guru. Guru Gauranga, the holy name. There is, okay, I can find some other very nice quotes as well. But the holy name, don't forget the holy name. We mentioned this just now, but in the emphasis a little bit just now by Srila Guru Maharaj was in the preaching, that this part of Sankirtan, this part of Hari Nam Sankirtan, but the holy name itself, and Srila Saraswati Thakur, talking about Srila Saraswati Thakur, and we've been talking about him, and again with the devotees. Let me see if I can quickly find what I found here. Okay, this is in, this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I know it's a translation, but here is, this is not that my advice. Sometimes we are reading that. This is another excerpt that has come to light, and we've known about it and heard about it at different times over the centuries, over the millenniums. We are crossing over millenniums, not only decades and centuries. And this is entitled Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Final Instructions, and it is him speaking very shortly before he disappeared from this world, by the way, I mean, by coincidence. And let me see if I find the date. It says December the 23rd, 1936. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave his final instructions to the assembled devotees. And here is a little bit long in some way, but he's saying, please always chant the name of the Lord, being humbler than a blade of grass and more tolerant than a tree. Give all respect to others and demand none for yourself. Make the worship of the holy name the most important aspect of your devotional life. Make the worship of the holy name the most important aspect of your devotional life. And there are many, I mean, of course, every advice is a wonderful advice, but there is another part. So this in my, when I was hearing this, because I was hearing it, not reading it, in our morning program, and when I heard this, I thought the worship of the holy name, not only, we're taking the name easily, but we need to actually be like worshiping the holy name. And what is our worship? Through our service to chant the name with attention and without offense. So it is coming to that. And I do want to find, because I started here, I do want to find another part. Okay, here is another part further on. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying, the holy name is more compassionate than the Lord of the name himself. The holy name is more compassionate than the Lord of the name himself. If one takes shelter of the name, then it unravels all these philosophical complexities. Because he'd been talking about, there can be many complexities in the philosophy to understand everything. But the holy name is more compassionate than the Lord of the name himself. If one takes shelter of the name, then it unravels all these philosophical complexities. Hare Krishna. Anyway.
Maharaj, can you share in the chat that link? Can you please share it in the chat? I couldn't find it.
I can. And the thing is, and I did ask, where has this come from? And maybe somebody can find out, but I'm always gently cautious to to say that, oh, everything is perfectly right. But this has been around for a long time. Oh, it won't go in the chat because it's too long. The whole thing is a little long. So what will I do? I will chant Hare Krishna, because that's what we have to do, 25 hours a day. And if I remember Mahaprabhu, it'll be easy for me to solve this problem. So let me try. Okay, I'll try to remember Mahaprabhu. And this is in my downloads from a long time ago, because I have a downloads folder with things, but from a long time ago. Now, where is, sorry.
It's okay, Maharaj. Later you can save it. You can save it and you can put it on your desktop. And then
I'm giving you now as an attached file.
Perfect. Thank you.
And there's much, I mean, there's much more in there. I was reminded of those two things. Anyhow, it is a time of intensity, yes. To answer your question, it's really the time when everything else of the material world, we already have some perspective that it's all temporary and everything else. But now's the time to give our full attention as much as we can in that environment of the Lord. But understanding is our aspiration, but we are entirely at the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Yes, here I am at your service. Hare Krishna. Okay, these are my little contribution. Oh, but this was your question. You had that question. And I was audacious enough to answer it, but others could have answered it too. Welcome, Ekadashi Devidasi. Welcome, Priyanana Devidasi, manifesting as a flower. Just see. And what's the name of that flower? Lilavati. No, the Lilavati is a small flower. Where's Paramananda? You know the name of this flower?
Right, it's known as Galok Champak, but in Thailand, it's also known as Lilavadi. Lilavadi.
Ah, so I was right. It came in my mind that Lilavadi. And
Plumerias, I presume that will be English.
Which areas?
Plumeria.
Plumeria. Okay. In English, maybe Latin. Everything seems to have a Latin name.
Maybe Hawaiian, maybe American.
Maybe. Yes. Any contribution from anybody today? Maybe on the theme of what we were saying about the preaching process and being put in at the deep end. Let us be courageous and try to share something with the environment. And we do see one section of Christians, I don't remember exactly which section, but anyway, one section of Christians, they seem to be quite prominent with wheelie, like with wheels, and it's a display, a magazine display, and they go one by one, sometimes in twos, and they stand in the park, and they, whether they're selling the magazines or with the contribution, but they're meeting people and being available and having their literature available just as one person. And I always give a little appreciation for that, wherever we are, whoever we meet. I'm not saying that, oh, we have to do like that, but the spirit of sharing what's given inspiration to them with others, that is laudable.
Maharaj?
Yes, come, Didi.
I did stumble upon something wonderful on the Mott website this week, and it amazed me. I don't know when Srila Guru Maharaj spoke this or when it was posted. I don't see a date, but it's under articles on the main scesmott.com. Mm-hmm. And it's extraordinarily non-sectarian May I read some?
Please do. And please tell us who we're reading from. I mean, who we're hearing from.
It's the name of the article is Focusing on Our Fortune, and it was spoken by Srila Guru Maharaj.
Yes, we're all ears, please, Jai.
Why is happiness eluding us? Because we are never satisfied. No matter how much we get, we always hanker for more. Such is the nature of every one of us in all fields and walks of life. How then could finite material objects and flickering bodily or intellectual pleasures satiate our infinite hankerings? For as long as we go on searching for happiness within the material plane, our efforts and endeavors are destined to be irrevocably frustrated. Due to their natural limitations, material objects and goals simply cannot satisfy our limitless hankerings. Only by seeking out the beauty and love of the unlimited spiritual realm can we hope to be successful in our common quest for lasting happiness. Waiting to help us. The Lord is always there, even in the worst period of our lives. He is waiting to help us. We must only look up for his grace with sincerity, with all sincerity. He is everywhere waiting. My boy, look at me. Don't make much of the external environment. I am here, very near to you. You have cast your focus aside. You have cast your consciousness outside. Make it internal, and you will find me here. Make it above. You are looking down to secure servants and comforts, but if you look up for higher existence higher than you, you will find me in that plane. Look up. Don't look down, searching for servants. And it continues like that.
Thank you very much. This is exactly the thing. When something inspires us, we can share it with others. And so we have heard from Kumkum, from Guru Maharaj, the whole, this beautiful looking up conception. And it is so sweet. There is one devotee, and I know, but maybe they don't want me to say who, but there is a devotee who came to Krishna consciousness, and you know how something clicks in the brain. Oh, yes, this is right. And that devotee said, actually, when I understood that I am living and feeling, but we are trying to get satisfaction in an essentially dead world, then I understood, oh, there's a conscious world. There naturally we must get our wholesome, like our proper position. It was that point which actually made one devotee like change and become a devotee and spend time in the temple, and until today is a good devotee. How can we get satisfaction in dead matter? Mud. We started by saying, oh, we've got our mud body. Mud transformed into looking like this. Mud transformed into other things. Mud becomes a cabbage. We eat the cabbage, which is a transformation of mud, and we become a human-looking piece of mud. Krishna is very clever to do all this through the spark of life, but the spark of life lives in a living world. Yes, Paramananda Prabhu.
On the matter of Praneshwari Didi's question, what can you do for those who are about to depart the world? And if they have no devotees association nearby. Since you mentioned several things, I mean, really, once you start mentioning names of the great devotees and so many things coming to mind, and Srila Saraswati Thakur also said, what is the definition of Mathura Vas, the living in the holy name? Because you may say, if you take it literally, you may say, well, I am not in Mathura, there is no visas yet to go there, so what can I do? It's a pandemic situation. So what can be done? Cannot go to the temple, no devotees nearby. So Srila Saraswati Thakur, he points the definition of holy name definition of the holy place is the place where the holy name is chanted. So it's that simple. You can convert your place just by chanting the holy name. Why so much stress on the holy name, holy name, holy name? To the point we're taking it with so much familiarity that the greatness and the importance of the chanting of holy name becoming, we can say, diminishing in our lives. So that is another reminder for us as a practitioners. What is the most important thing? I mean, of course, prasada seva is very important, but we must serve the holy name. And regardless, qualified or unqualified, Srila Gurudev gives us hope by saying that even if you keep chanting the holy name with the offenses, even when you, at most, you may say namabas, when you're really in a good mood and in a good shape. That's your outcome. But after contemplating on that matter, Srila Gurudev gives us so much hope by saying that seeing your sincere endeavors in serving, attempting to serve the holy name, your prayerful mood, your faith, the holy name will become merciful. The Nam Prabhu will become merciful and will remove all the obstacles, will remove all the offenses from your path. You will suffer no reactions. And the Nam will enter your heart. Where again, we hear how Krishna enters the heart of the devotee by force. Actually, he is there already. Like Saraswati Thakur said, I want the temple of Krishna is established in every heart. But actually, the temple, Krishna is already there, but unrecognized. We have no eyes to see, but he is waiting. And what it means, what is the meaning of the temple? The meaning of the temple is where someone worshiping Krishna, serving Krishna, dancing, following Krishna's flute. And Krishna is also dancing because he's seeing how devotees so happy dancing. So that kind of temple. And we're so fortunate. It is said, it's already in our heart. That famous verse, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabano, it's already there. It will be revealed through the association. And in other advices, really it comes to mind, and it's the verse we hear very often from Guru Maharaj, Gurudev. It's in Prapana Jivanamrita, it's been quoted over and over again. And it is from Maharaja Kulashekar, Krishna Tadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam, Adjaiva Mevi Shatamanasa Rajahamsa, Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pita Kantava Rodana Vidos Maranam Kutaste. In short, he is saying, do not wait till you're on a deathbed. Take Krishna to your heart right now. Surrender to him right now. You don't know what is going to happen. I mean, really, hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't know when Maharaja Kulashekar was present, maybe more than 1,000 years ago. Already he is pointing that out. So nothing changed. In our world, nothing is changing. Everything is very permanent. I mean, in the world that we came in touch by the grace of our Guru Varga, that world is unchangeable. It's permanent. But everything else is changing. The material environment is always changing. That's why it is impermanent. It's an illusion, a passing show in Gurudev words. So keeping what is the most important. And Maya is so strong, like Maharaj, you like to say, remind us, do not challenge Maya. It's not your caliber. When you're going to fight somebody, the wrestling or something, there is a certain gradations. Like you cannot wrestle someone who is 100 kilos more than you. You got to be in the same weight category, right? So Maya is definitely out of our range. So do not even try. But instead, take shelter of Krishna's name. And then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this is the way. That's how you can overcome my divine external potency. Daivi hesha gunamaya mama maya duratya yamam evam ya prapadante mayamitam tarantite. Don't even think about it. Take shelter of my lotus feet. There you're safe. She has no influence over there. So all those wonderful things. And also Shikshashtakam, we're taking it so much for granted. The first shloka of Shikshashtakam, how does it end? Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purna amrita swadanam. When you're taking the holy name, this is what's going to happen. First of all, you're becoming anandam buddhi. You're becoming happy, overwhelmed with joy. And then On every step, you will feel that you're overflooded with nectar. Pratipadam, Purna Amrita Swadanam, it will come to you. That kind of potency in the holy name. And of course, this is just a proclamation, Mahaprabhu saying, this is what can happen if, and then he gives, Namnamakari Bahudha, Trinadapi Sunichina, Nadhanam Dajanamna Sundarim, etc., culminating in Ashli Shiva Padaratam Punashtamam. Beautiful. And really, it is by the grace of the Vaishnavas. It came to us by the grace of the Vaishnavas, and it also came as a reminder about what come to us by the grace of the Vaishnava, by the grace of the Vaishnava. So these meetings are really, really valuable, because really there is a tendency in myself, I'm speaking for myself, to forget and take it with too much familiarity, taking it too much for granted and forgetting what is most important.
These are waves of affection that we are sending that Vaishnava. Your reading and your advice, Maharaj, and your beautiful words, your beautiful message, Paramananda Prabhu, is going to be so nourishing, so special, not only for that Vaishnava, but for all of us who are here. Thank you so much.
And my prayer is that those who are passing through to the next chapter, that they have, please, a gracious glance on us who are still in this muddy world. I mean, really, those who are passing on, their good thoughts, as well as the good thoughts of those who are here with us now. But this is all very valuable for us, the Vaishnava Kripa.
It's like in the world, Maharaj, when people passing away, people tend to think, oh, I'm so sorry for them. But in our case, when the Vaishnava living, we can say, oh, we're so sorry for ourselves because we are devoid of his or her association. But this is a proper mood, because Vaishnavas, they are going to a wonderful destination. And you know, I'm stuck in here in the mud, not just with both feet, I'm probably neck deep, maybe up to my chin. And I don't have shikha, then what is my hope? You know, the hair are short, no shikha. How am I going to get help?
We're not answering your question, because I know it's not a question, it's an expression. We know already the answer, all of us. Hare Krishna. Any short contribution from anybody? Today we covered different things actually, but all wonderful things. And that environment of Hare Katha, this environment is very special. And that's what we notice, the contrast when we're going out and doing Harinam Sankirtan, when we're going out and trying to present Krishna, consciousness of Krishna, Mahaprabhu, the name, to the public. We notice this contrast. The world is a desert as far as like the environment of Hare Kirtan. But not Jaipur. We started in Jaipur. Very early on, we were in Jaipur. Actually, we started in Navadip and in Tompkins Park, maybe the name of the park with Srila Prabhupada, the picture behind Kumkum Devi Dasi. And then we've been to different places, including Jaipur, where every morning so many people come for Mangalarti and then go and do their day's work. And happily, such a happy Vaishnava gathering in front of Govindaji. There we can be reminded, get a hint of the beauty of Krishna's land. But otherwise, the world is quite devoid of Hare Katha. And that's what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, again, somehow we're remembering Srila Saraswati Thakur a lot this morning. But we've heard from Guru Maharaj, what did Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur say? That he did not admit any shortage in this world of anything except one shortage, that of Hare Katha. This is what is needed. So we put in our grain of salt, like the little chipmunk helping Ramachandra build the bridge across to Lanka. They're putting their grain of sand, while Hanuman and the big devotees are bringing big rocks and flying in the sky. But we'll bring our grains of sand to contribute.
And Maharaj, on Jaipur subject, you mentioned that the temple is in the center of the city, but actually this city was built as an offering to Govindaji. The city was an amber fort where we went, where the Radha Madhava deities of Jayadev Goswamis are installed. That's where Radha Govinda used to be. And then later on, one of the Maharajas decided, I want to build something wonderful for him. I want to build a palace for him. And I want to build a city for him. So the Jaipur city was actually an offering to Govindaji. So he is the Maharaja.
Build a city. What service did you do? Oh, I built a city for Govindaji. Oh, okay. How beautiful. Okay, dear devotees, after being in various topics, the holy name, the reality of our life in this world, and all the positive things, looking up, this beautiful idea, and to look up, focusing on our fortune. All contributors, all listeners, everybody who's had anything to do with this program, then we are grateful to everyone. And Bhagavan Prabhu sitting very quietly, Prabhu, you've joined us in the meantime in our obeisances, so to each and every one. And we didn't
Rupa
get
Vilas
a view.
Prabhu, Maharaj.
Huh?
Rupa Vilas Prabhu joined us.
Yes, we met him earlier. We saw his form earlier, happily. All right, dear devotees, give our jais. And maybe, who will give jais today? Amir Sindhu Prabhu. Oh. We've been in Jaipur. Come on, let us hear some jais to conclude, short mini jais to conclude our program today from you, Amir Sindhu.
Don't forget all the deities in Jaipur.
All
all
of them.
All the assembled devotees and all the assembled deities. Ki Jaya. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Priradha Kacharya Varya Shatra Shrimad Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jaya. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakshakshida Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jaya. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jaya. Jaya Shri Guru Varga Ki Jaya. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jaya. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jaya. Srila Bhakti Ranjan Masood Maharaj Ki Jaya. Paramananda Prabhu Ki Jaya. All the devotees Ki Jaya. And what can I say? Jaipur Ki Jaya. Shri Govindaji Ki Jaya. Shri Gopinathji Ki Jaya. And Madan Mahanji Ki Jaya. And all the beautiful deities and devotees here Ki Jaya. And so now some inspiration coming to me also. Actually, one time I went to one temple here, like one of our very special temples in Jaipur, and it was very small deity there, like very small deity, but very, very sweet atmosphere. And devotees singing, like these ladies, old babushkas, old Rajasthani ladies singing, and some devotees coming, and they very sweet, like circumambulating the deity, etc. And then somebody told me, actually, God is not on the altar, he is also in the heart of the devotees. And here in Jaipur, Govindaji, he is not only on the altar, he's also in the heart of the devotees. So here, like actually many, many deities, because like God is in the heart of the residents here. It's like very, very special place. Even when you pass by the train, like when the train stops in Jaipur, you can feel like so many deities here, so many beautiful devotees here. So that's why I give jai to the deities and to all the devotees here. And I think there's like 1 million devotees here. So jai all the devotees in Jaipur, jai all the devotees worldwide, and all the assembled devotees in our Zoom talk, jai, and jai Shri Gurudev.
Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hare Hare Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And thank you, amazing. This is what is jais. It's not a automatic recitation of things that we do like all the time. It is jai from the heart. Jai to your jai. Hari Hari Bol. See you soon. Stay safe, stay well. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy, and tell others too.